Hello, online learners. Today we're going to recognize and show that equivalent fractions refer to the same points on a number line. So this goes back to where we made our fraction strips in class. Remember, this represents the whole. When I fold it in half, now I am representing each one is 1/2. So then if I take another fraction strip of the same size and I want to make fourths, so I will start by folding it in half and then fold each half again to represent 4 equal parts. Each unit is 1/4. So now we can see by looking at our fraction strip that 2/4 is equal to 1/2. So now we're going to take the lesson that we've done on fraction strips and put it to a number line. So when we use a number line, we want to prove that, let's see, I'm going to start with halves. So of course from 0 to 1, halves. From 1 to 2, halves. So when I count by halves, this would be 0 halves, 1/2, 2 halves, which is equal to 1 whole, 3 halves, and 4 halves. So the word equivalent, right now I can see that 2 halves is equivalent to 1. So when a number is on a line where the two numbers meet on that same line, those two numbers become equivalent fractions. So 4 halves is equal to 2. So I will represent that with my equal sign. So now we're going to do fourths on a number line. So now I'm going to use this same number line to represent fourths, meaning 4 equal parts. So again, from 0 to 1, I need to split this into 4 parts. And when we do fourths, we want to start with a half. And then we want to split the other 2 parts in half again. Again, split it in half, and then the other 2 parts in half again. So at the bottom, I am representing fourths by starting with 0/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and I keep counting 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, and 8/4. Okay, take another look at the number line where halves and fourths are both represented on the same number line. And think, discuss with someone, what does it mean when two fractions are at the same point on the number line? What does it mean when two fractions are on the same point on a number line? So that you can see halves, of course, is not the same size as fourths. So we have two fractions of different sizes, but we have some that are on the same point on a number line. What does that mean? Okay, so it proves that we can show that where the same points are on the number line, these two numbers are equal, which means, again, equivalent. So, looking at this board, I can see that 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. So its equivalent is represented with an equal sign. And if I keep going, of course, 0 halves and 0/4 both equal to 0. Then I keep going. I said that 2 halves is equal to 4/4. And they are both also equal to 1 whole because they meet at the same points on the number line. So it's that simple. When you see two fractions, even though the size of the unit is different, halves and fourths, when they meet at the same point on the number line, that makes them equivalent fractions. So 3 halves is equal to 6 fourths. And on this number line, 4 halves is equal to 8 fourths. And they're both also equal to 2 whole. Okay, so we're going to try this again with halves and 6. So again, from 0 to 1, halves, because I want to count 2 equal parts. 1, 2. From 1 to 2, half, because that's 2 equal parts. 1, 2. So I'm going to go ahead and label my halves. 0 half, 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, and 4 halves. And then of course 6 is 6 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for 6, from our first few lessons, we learned that from 0 to 1, I have to do 6 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each unit is 1/6 away. And then I can just start counting. 0, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6. And I want you to take the time to pause and continue numbering the rest of the number line. Okay, let's keep going. After 5, 6 comes 6, 6, 7, 6, 8, 6, 9, 6, 10, 6, 11, 6, and of course 12, 6, because 6 goes into 12 2 times. Now, can you circle the fractions that are equivalent? Remember, equivalent fractions are where the points meet on the same exact place on the number line. Okay, let's see if you are correct. We're going to start right here. 1 half is equal to 3 6. We can see that 2 halves equals 6 6, and it also equals 1 whole. What else did you find on the number line that are equivalent fractions? If you did it right, then you can fill in the next 2 on your own. Okay, so here's a little fun fact. If you want to make sure that your equivalent fractions are correct, then we can do what's called cross multiplying. So when I found on my number line the 2 fourths is equal to 3 6, if I cross multiply, 4 times 3 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, so I know that's correct. 2 times 6 is 12, 6 times 2 is 12, and then it's also equal to 4 fourths. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 4 is 8. You get it. So when you want to make sure your numbers are correct, please cross multiply. So now it's your turn. Label fourths and eighths on a number line, and then write down your equivalent fractions by putting your equal signs below your picture. You can also circle your equivalent fractions. So I hope that you get equivalent fractions refer to the same point on the number line. Thanks again.